Antonia Mata and my name is Rosa Marcano. Today in our first episode, we're going to talk a little about the arts of music and we are so excited for this release. We have a program full of energy with some surprise. Today, we will have a special guest in our podcast, Sara Romero, music student and guitarist. So, let's not wait any longer and let's go! Let's go with the following question. The first on says, what is music for you?
Oh, thank you for inviting me to the show, Rosa and Andreina. Well, it's actually a really beautiful and interesting question because I feel the answer of this reflects what all of us have inside.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for participating with us today. Continue telling us more.
I feel music is a travel machine. I've always called it like this because it can take you to old memories, it can take you to people that you met in the past, it can transport you. Do you know, it's actually a really beautiful way to remember those things that we usually forget. And when we listen to this, we can go back to our childhood memories, we can remember many beautiful moments, and of course some of them sad, but that's what makes life so beautiful. So I feel music is one of those arts that reflects the passion of the human, do you know, because they express totally what they feel, what they want to say at that moment in this art. So I think it's totally awesome and an amazing art.
Excellent. Now, Rosa, what do you think of what Sarah told us? Oh, of course. Thank you, Sarah. Without your beautiful words, like you and as music student, and share that is a beautiful art that allows us to communicate, sometimes without saying words. That is so diverse. That is a lot of, for example, to use the diatonic scale with the 7 sound do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. And that in other countries or location they use the pentatonic scale of even in Arab countries where the scale is composed of some smaller the semitones. Music for me connect us, help motivate us, allow us to communicate, and even allows us to heal. Oh yes, certainly influence the motivation. Sorry. So let's continue with another of the question. And what is the importance of music for society and culture?
It's actually a great question, do you know? Because I feel it's very important because music can contain really beautiful and specifically pieces of our history, and like music also has a really important place in our history, and it's in our task to make that music, to make new music, to be part of what we are living right now, do you know?
Yes, well, I don't know if that has happened to them, but at the time when a bad memory is being generated, the bottom of the situation, some music may be playing that later when you listen to it again, it takes you to that bad memory it kind of capture
the world memory.
Still, we have to remember those old songs and, of course, build many of them, many of really good songs that we can remember in the future, and, of course, see how our country has improved, see all things that has happened, and I feel it contains a really important and beautiful part of all of us as citizens. I don't know, I feel it's pretty wonderful to have, as I said, a travel machine. It can be in our lives, but of course it applies also in our country.
True. What do you think about it, Andreina?
Here, Sarah, it right is very important, and I agree with you. Music has a very crucial role in our society and our history. It is our duty to promote world culture in Venezuelan music, as well as keep world good, sad, and even bad memories preserved. The topic of music is certainly quite interesting. Now we come to another question. The question this is, what are the music genres that you consider to be most relevant today?
A really interesting question because genres that apply nowadays that we usually listen to are R&B, lo-fi, trap, street music, and many others that had their birth in this generation. And in my opinion, I think we should also make a time, a moment to remember those beautiful songs that marked hits in the past, like jazz, bossa nova, rock and roll, like those 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all of those songs. I feel they are really richly of techniques, and of course they are truly professionally made. And we also have to make a time to listen to them because it's part of our history. I mean, like Beatles, it marked a stop in the history. It make totally a difference about what was coming in music, and are those things we have to also focus and see that music is not just music. It has its history as everything, and it should be remembered totally.
If agree, let's see what the last and what he think about it, our friend David Heredia.
My favorite type of music is the lo-fi. Lo-fi is my type favorite because it is very relaxing for me. I usually listen it when I do my homework.
I think that the genres are most relevant or less relevant depending on in the time. Sarah talks about the jazz, bossa nova, and rock and roll. Okay, I will also add the bolero, the ranchera, the balada that have also had a lot of influence worldwide. When I was 15, mainly young people listening to salsa, merengue, and pop ballad. I love Sin Bandera. Nevertheless, I done the track from the work of a series of current artists who strive every day to offer us new things in the music, as the lo-fi, for example, or what comment our friends David. So to close, let's go with the last question for our part. Do you think that music can be a tool to learn language?
Wow. Well, simply listening to music in another language can be a and practical way to learn and to improve your styles. That dynamic helps a lot. In fact, there is information where it say that practicing the exercise of reading what you hear and comparing it with the chord, the letter, improve. Your listening comprehension and ultimately your ability to speak the language.
It's actually a curious question because I would like to tell you about a story time I had when I was younger. I was like 12 years old and I usually listen to English music. I don't know, but I loved it. And there is something like weird and curious is that I didn't understand anything that the song said. So I was always in it and there walking around, walking in my house in the park, and later I started to think, wait, what are you singing? I mean, you're enjoying the music, you're enjoying the genre, but are you understanding what are you saying? So well, I decided to do a task to myself. I say, well, we should exercise that brain. There's something you have to do. I started to write everything I was listening to the song, and later I wrote like the lyrics I could listen to. I compared it to the right ones. Later I say, whoa, this thing is not the same than this. It helped me a lot to improve my listening skills. What made a huge difference in my daily speaking. I mean, this changed totally my mindset, and well, I mean, it blew up my mind. I really loved it, and I really recommend it to those beginners learning languages because I know it will help them a lot as it helped to me. And I know that if it worked to me, it can work to many others.
Now, we are going to read one of the comments of those who are connected at this moment with the WhatsApp group. Julio Cesar, it says like this: culture is important because you can apply in your daily life, like the kind of music you listen to, the movies you watch, and that help you to make it easier to learn the language. It is important to be open to different cultures that exist in the world, to have a good fluence and understanding when communicating and living with people.
Excellent. If I agree. Unfortunately, we are running out of time of the program. We have had an excellent intervention today. We thank our guests for their participation.
Remember to like our podcast, Tell Me Something, a program designed for you. This program does close with a goodbye, but with see you later.
See you later.
Credits: Scripting, Elizabeth and Reina Mata, Sarah Romero and Rosa Mercado. Direction and production: Elizabeth and Reina Mata and Rosa Mercado. Edition and ensemble: Rosa Mercado.